Hiya loves, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So here we are, theatre review number 13, and this one is a really special one. So I've just had the pleasure of watching The Black Cat, produced by Threedumb Theatre, and it is an Edgar Allan Poe play. It is definitely a horror. Most definitely, it is very haunting. I have the absolute privilege of being able to say that majority of the creative team are LIPA graduates that I trained with, and so it was really important for me to watch this, to support them by doing a little review and putting the word out there about this fantastic show. So yeah, let's get into it. I'm going to read you what Threedumb Theatre have posted on their social media, so hopefully it'll give you a bit more of an idea of the piece itself and yeah, the vibe that they're going for. So it's a brand new digital theatre show for them. An alcoholic is driven insane by his addiction. On the eve of his death, he decides to confess his story. It's arguably Edgar Allan Poe's darkest tale. The Black Cat will be retold online as a promenade theatre event, a live stream performance taking place inside and outside the Space, London. This converted chapel, now theatre, was built in 1859 and is the perfect place for Poe's 1843 gothic horror story, promising an eerie theatrical experience. Wow. This whole production has been made for an at-home audience, and I think just the fact that everyone at Threedumb Theatre have been so committed to providing art and theatre throughout lockdown is an absolute it's a wonderful thing, and they've really achieved some fantastic things in their online shows throughout the last year. So this particular show began tonight, which is the 23rd of March 2021, and will be showing each night until the 26th of March. So if you're watching this when it's coming out, this video, then it will be finishing on Friday. So you have enough time to go and watch it yourself. It is roughly about an hour long, and my God, you'll be feeling all the feels and you'll definitely have goosebumps. So without going into too much detail, because I want you to go and watch it and just enjoy it, I will be sort of delving into little bits of what I thought and how it impacted me, because truly, by the end of it, my stomach was in knots. So at the beginning, you had this kind of atmospheric sound before you'd even entered the space, and that kind of got you in the mood. Immediately there was this eerie atmospheric feeling about the space, and there was a lot of sort of white noise, which I know for me makes me feel quite uncomfortable immediately if it's consistently played. So very good use of sound there. And as we enter the theatre, we see a woman right in the middle of the space. I don't know what it was about that, but straight away I was like, oh my God, what's going to happen? So it was just a really stunning moment, a stunning visual moment before the piece had even started, really, and before any of the lines had been uttered. So in the piece, you had Stephen Smith and Michaela Benison. Michaela Benison was the woman that I just spoke of, who stood in that doorway at the beginning, and Stephen Smith was the protagonist of the story. I can't even begin to say how proud I am of Stephen. Stephen is a very good friend of mine, and so I've seen him in a whole plethora of roles, but this particular role, from the moment he started playing it, he had this erratic, intense nature about him. You couldn't help but be drawn into him and his performance, and to watch the journey of this character, which is quite a distressing journey, played by Stephen, was a real, it was truly a pleasure. What I enjoyed at the beginning especially was the sort of physical aspect of that particular role and the way he used the space. There is talk of animals, I shan't say anymore, and the physical embodiment of approaching said animals was fantastic. You believed it. Honestly, it was like the whole theatre was filled with animals when it actually wasn't. That's how good the physical aspect of the show was. So to have that level of accuracy and to be so convinced that there were animals in the space with Stephen, especially when it's online and you're not actually in the space with them, that was brilliant. That was a real achievement. Something I really liked between Michaela and Stephen was the dynamic. Michaela doesn't have any lines in the show, but she played it very well, very pure, very still, very composed. It was really, really like, sent a chill down your spine. It was haunting. But whenever she was there and Stephen sort of acknowledged her, there was this reaction each time that slightly differed from Stephen, that had sort of a comic nature about it. I found myself laughing because of the way he responded, and it was the most subtle of looks, of gestures, of changes in his body language that made me laugh. So I really liked that, because I think even though the whole piece was a horror and it was very, very disturbing at times, there were still elements of comedy and of light and of relief for the audience, which I think is really important. I've got my pen in my hand, my little pink felt tip, who am I? I absolutely loved the use of sound, the use of lighting, the use of the space. I just thought every single aspect was so well thought through, and it was so surprising. Like, it got to a point about 20 minutes in, I was like, oh my god, they've done so much, what more are they going to do? And then they surprised the audience again. We were constantly kept on our toes, and that was just brilliant. I think, again, it honours the text, it honours the style, with it being a horror, quite grim. It was just, yeah, brilliant. Something I did notice was that because it was online and because it was being filmed in one continuous shot, it was quite distorted, the sound, but that's not a bad thing at all. I think it added to the piece. So I think for anyone watching it, if you're into that particular style of drama, I think you will really like that aspect of it. I did actually kind of forget that I was watching it online. I did genuinely feel like I was there with the cast and with the team, and in the space. It was really good. So as I said, it was filmed in one continuous shot. I think to film a piece of theatre live like that, and to have it promenade as well, so you're constantly moving around the space you're using, that is quite a big ask of any creative team. And what I absolutely loved is the fact that they just pulled it off. They were so well rehearsed, and everything had clearly been mapped out to the finest of details, and I think that made for a really successful online theatre show. Towards the end of the show, there's a little bit of a shift in energy, especially in Stephen's energy. I absolutely loved that shift, because suddenly you had this sense of calm amongst the chaos, and he played a sense of pride, and really it should have been quite traumatic, and so your heartbeat as the audience kind of slows down, and it was quite a nice contrast to the rest of the play. I quite enjoyed it. I quite enjoyed that moment of, again, relief, but I enjoyed seeing how Stephen played it as an actor, because he is so charismatic and he just committed entirely to the role. To see in that character's nature, who'd been quite erratic and all over the place, to see that calmness was even more like, oh my God, there's something wrong. Like, how can he be so calm in this situation? It was brilliant. It made me lean in. It made me engage even more. Just amazing. Finally, I just want to give a huge shout out to every single person in the creative team. I know a lot of them are LIPA graduates. As I said at the beginning of the video, LIPA is where I trained, so I know a lot of these people. I trained with them as an actor, and to see them all coming together on this show was just an absolute joy. Special mention to David Smith, who filmed it all. You did an absolutely cracking job, mate. I could not have done that, and it was just really top quality in my opinion. I thought it was really cleverly filmed. There were moments where I was like, how on earth have they done that? So they were really pushing the boundaries, and I really enjoyed that aspect of the show. Another special mention to the dramaturg Jonah York, who did an absolutely smashing job of adapting this this really like classic play into something that we could understand fully as a modern audience. It was a really fantastic adaptation, and not once did I think, oh, what's going on here? I was fully aware of, you know, the journey within the play. Overall, guys, I would give it 5 flipping stars, and I am absolutely bursting with pride. Go and watch it. Like I said, it started tonight, the 23rd, and it will be on until the 26th of March. Is it March? I think it's March. I will pop the ticket link down below in the description box for you to go and check out. There's a whole mix of ticket prices there, so if you're on a lower income, there's an option there for you, and if you can maybe afford a bit more, there's an option there for you as well. It's a really fantastic piece of theatre, and I think what this theatre company are doing and have been doing during lockdown is absolutely fantastic. I commend them for their commitment to the arts. Thank you very much for watching this video, everyone. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment down below if you end up watching it yourself. I'd love to know what you think as well. And finally, subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more of my content. Until the next time, guys, I will see you very soon. Bye!